Hello, welcome to Two Guys, One Spread podcast, episode number 15. We are chugging along. 15 episodes. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yep.
Already in legal trouble. We're going to talk about that in another episode.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to it. I got some research that I got to do.
Yeah, before we talk about it, but it's already funny.
Yeah, already having a good time.
Yeah.
So we are on the docket for today. We are going to talk a little bit about the championship game, tight game as we expected. And we are going to preview the Masters. What an awesome, fun, super exciting golf tournament. Tommy, thoughts on the championship game? What do you got?
Yeah, Houston plays, they make everybody play their style of game. It is like ugly basketball. We talked about how I love Clayton. The guy didn't score a point in the first half, not 1 point, and they're only down 3. But it's that ugly, miserable kind of watch basketball. No one's making anything pretty. But that's what Houston does. That's what they've done the whole tournament. That's how they stay in these games. And in the end, it was a fluke play. You never see anything like that, where the guy goes up, he knows that shot's going to get blocked. So he just lets it drop. And if he touches it, it's a travel. He's in a lose-lose situation there, and the clock just runs out.
You get to, I mean, it was heads up of him to know that I can't touch it.
Right.
You could tell he was just like looking around, and there was just nobody there.
Nobody there. In the end, I mean, if he touches it, you maybe have 3.5 seconds left on the clock. You foul real quick. You play the foul game. But it probably, I mean, you never know. It's only a 2-point game. He makes one, misses one. But I get it. He's just knows the rules. And he's hoping for someone to be there. But of course, he's like, in the corner there, and there's just no one around. And
it's so hard because I said this before. I'm not a basketball X and O's guy, but I didn't love. I just don't love the come up the court and kind of like isolate type thing, or just rely. Like I don't know. I feel like you really what we've seen happen. Like you pigeon yourself into this. I got one thing to do. And I mean, I know it looked like the guy, like they tried to have that one screen where he was going.
They did try to do a pick, but problem with I was watching this game, and both teams do a great job of off these picks. They just switch, so no one's trying to fight through these screens. They're just switching off of it, especially there where they're going to switch off it because they've done it all game. Both teams were doing it. And they switch off it. He tries to get that quick shot off, but there's somebody right there, and that shot's getting blocked.
I guess what I'm saying is I don't like when you wait, whether you're going to try and get an open three somehow or set a pick and get to the hoop.
Right.
I don't like when you wait to the last 7 or 8 seconds, because if again that guy switched and it was done. They were pretty much out of time. Even if he was getting that shot up, it wasn't going to be a great look because someone. You know what I mean?
The other argument is they didn't need a three. They didn't need a three. I mean, I know you're going for the win, and everybody thinks, you got to get that 3 because you got to get. You can get the 2, force overtime.
Yeah,
and go from there instead of jacking up 3 that was pretty much like 3 to 4 feet behind the arc. That was obviously good at contested, and they had 3 seconds on the clock, which is an eternity, to get maybe an even pump fake and go do something else. But it was a wild game.
With how much time was left, I don't know, what was there, 17, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Taking you 3 or 4 seconds to get up court, right?
Yeah.
Because you're in and you're not getting full court press, right? So that's 3 or 4 seconds. So I mean, you only got 5 to get it over, right?
10.
Or 10, but you're 3 or 4 seconds, so you're talking 13 seconds when you're across halftime.
Yep.
Or half court.
Yep.
I like right away trying to get something at the hoop.
Right.
Listen, this is the worst case scenario. Let's say you get up there and you set a pick, because most of the time I feel like they're expecting you to dribble
Yeah.
the
Wait for
clock
that
down.
last clock. I know.
If
You're
you
right.
if you let's say you bring it up right away, you get to 13, you set a pick, you catch them off guard, and you cruise in for a layup.
Yeah.
The worst case scenario is you're tied and you got to play defense with, I mean, that's taking 4
Right.
seconds. So now you're talking 9 seconds left. Sure, they're going to get a shot to win, maybe.
Yeah.
Or,
But at
you
least at
know,
that point, you're already tied or winning. So,
correct, you're tied. You've done, and you got an easy
yeah.
shot off.
I know.
Like these teams bring it down to 7 or 8,
And then they
and then
start running a play.
if that doesn't go perfect,
You see, that's what
shit, you're out
happens.
of luck.
Yeah, we saw what
Yeah,
happens when you do run it down to 7 seconds before you start whatever play you're designed. And
yeah,
if the defense is ready for it,
that's right.
then
Or like you said, they just make a
and
good
then you look.
switch.
It does look. You do look silly because this is what happens. You got down to three, and he's got to chuck it, and you ended up with the what would have been a block shot, and then the guy did the right thing by kind of just
Yeah,
letting it go. But yeah,
I
it was a listen. All
think
these Florida games have been good. These Final Four elite games, 8 big games have been great. But yeah, Houston just they they played their style. They played
yeah.
their
I mean,
style.
in control. I
Yeah,
mean,
they had their
12.
chances and kept the game low scoring. It was the under.
Yeah,
So they did exactly what they wanted to do. Florida just somehow, Florida in the last, every time like that 5 minute mark of the game, they
yeah.
just come out and they can somehow figure out an offense.
Well, and I think they just ratchet up the defense,
Right.
and they hit a couple shots. They
Right.
didn't hit.
They had another one, a big play, maybe at the 2 minute mark where they blocked a shot and then
Yeah,
they went down the court, got the layup and a foul. That was a huge play in the game.
yeah,
So yeah, both teams really. It was a tough offense, but Florida was my pick from the start, and they ended up pulling it out. Every game was close and exciting,
yeah.
but
Listen, the last couple games have all been great.
yeah,
Exactly what we're hoping for. I mean, I don't know. I like I said, I don't know if I'm not an expert in basketball. I like if they bring that up the court and then you're basically taking two swings at your play.
right,
And if you can't get a shot in two plays,
yeah,
then they played great
right,
defense. And
yeah. You're
yeah,
right.
it was an awesome Final Four. Really, really intense. I think there was just a lot of games in this last bit of the tournament that you saw big comebacks from. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah,
And
Florida's down
a lot
big.
of good defensive play. A lot of good
Yeah,
defensive.
yeah.
So
It was exciting.
yeah,
It was good.
exciting.
Good tournament again. Even though we didn't have as many upsets. Matter of fact, we had almost no upsets. The favorites dominated this tournament for
Yeah,
gambling, big time. But that's the way it goes sometimes. And the games were great. So hopefully you're on the right side of it. We bet this game, and we both Joe had the points, which was 1.5, covered by half. I took the money line, and I'm glad I did because it was just as it could have been either way. So
and I mean, obviously the added bit of odds isn't that big of a
no, it was
deal.
not that big of a difference. So
Yeah, both got to win on the bets, so
yeah,
that's it.
always nice, always nice. Now we got
I
the chance to win some real money.
What?
Masters. This is why I love golf.
Wait, quick side note: I won some real money. I wound
All
up
right.
fourth in my one bracket,
All right,
so
you
that
would catch that fourth.
yeah, I
Nice.
did. I wound up, so I won a little over 600.
All right.
It's
Hey,
good. I was worried about. There's a part of me that was hoping for overtime because I didn't know who was playing in
yeah,
the
you never know.
championship, so I had like 153.
Right.
Um, but there were two guys just above me. So if it did go to overtime and it went
Higher
higher,
than you
I was out of the money. So
right.
I really didn't know what to do.
All
I
right.
didn't know where.
Hey, congrats, good wins. And
Yeah.
money coming in. It was good.
So for sure. And we are on to the 89th edition of the Masters
Ugh,
Golf Tournament.
love the Masters.
I know.
Starts the golf season for the first major, and it feels like maybe we'll be golfing soon. Even though
Yeah.
in the Northeast right now, it doesn't feel like we're ever gonna get out, but
Oh, was
Brutal,
awful,
brutal.
awful.
But
Little, I'm a little. Before we jump right into golf, or I mean into the Masters, the field and stuff. Let's take 2 minutes, and because I've been hearing a lot about going to the Masters, right?
right,
And like, obviously, the course is just like gorgeous,
yeah,
right? Like
well,
beautiful.
yeah,
And, uh, but they got some crazy stuff. Like you cannot bring your cell phone in.
right, right. Yeah, I think the matter of fact, when you watch it on TV, you don't even see like crowds. They're not, usually you see all these people lined up across the
Yeah,
whole. You don't see that ever. They got to be basically sitting down, and where all the food is, it's buried.
yeah.
It
They
is
talk about like you're not allowed to yell,
right.
right? Like you can't. And I heard today one caller on the radio said some lady got, I don't want to say yelled at, but warned because she was like, I think laying down or something, and they're like, you're allowed to do. I was just, I
Strict
mean,
rules there. Strict rules there.
yeah,
Hey, listen,
I'm
I don't. Do you remember when they refused to let what was it women join their club
yeah,
back?
yeah,
This was like I don't know, late '90s, 2000s,
yeah, that's
and this was a big thing back in the day. And I remember CBS like, listen, sponsors are pulling out. We got no sponsors, and they're like, you got to let women in. They're like, nah, we'll just pay for all the commercials ourselves, and don't worry about it. So, listen, they got money. They can do whatever they want.
I
And
know. I'm trying to debate though. Like, I know it's the experience is probably super awesome, but
well, so I saw.
you know me. I'm not a huge like million rules kind of guy.
No,
Like,
I know.
I,
I'm not
I
for
don't
the
want.
yelling of every time a guy hits a drive. You got to yell something out. It gets a little old, but some of the rules are a little silly. I'm sure. But it was funny that my buddy sent me somebody selling 2 tickets to the Masters Saturday and Sunday. It was $24,000 a piece. So I've
So
tried to get in the lottery. I've never won. I'd go if I won tickets. I'd definitely go.
I have a buddy that I think won like 2 years in a row.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that lucky. Look, if I won and somebody's gonna give me 46,000 dollars, $48,000 for these tickets,
Oh,
yeah, I mean it's an easy. I'm out. I'm out. But
I'm, I'm out. I'll sit on my
yeah, it
couch
ain't
and be
that great. It ain't that great. But
1,000%.
yeah,
So I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting. I just, like I said, I know it's a special place and they don't want chaos, but like, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of rules.
that $2 food though, $2
Yeah, I always see
sandwiches, and
how cheap it is. I
I
mean,
heard it's
listen,
like that. And then like you want to buy like a shirt, it's like $180. So they make it
sure.
back up. It's
Yeah,
all
I'll
relative,
buy an expensive shirt and then I'll get the $2 hot dog all over it.
right? Right.
And then and now I got a ruined shirt and about $142.
Right. Right. Or you just leave it because you're drinking all day and then you're like, I put it down.
Yeah. Oh, um, cool. Yeah. So Masters, what's you got any initial thoughts?
The Masters is great because not like the other majors where, the PGA and US Open, the course changes every year. The Masters is the Masters. You could change pin place, make things a little long, but the course is the course. You play it every year. So my thinking on the Masters is it's always an advantage to play the course. The guys who have played the course the most, it's just you learn tricks and you can look at the stats that prove it. First time, second time players, they usually don't do great at the course. And
Yeah.
so when I look at players I like, it's usually name players that have played there at least 3 to 4 years
I
and know the course, and that's where I like to gamble. Now, what's great about all the majors is the live players are back, so you're actually
yeah.
getting the best of the best. All
Yeah.
the guys are back. So when you're looking at gambling, it's the who's who of the players out here. Scotty's obviously the favorite, but he's been beatable this year, and the down the stretches like the Saturday, the Sunday, he just pull away. It seemed like all the time last year, and I know he's been like second, third on a Saturday, and then Sunday you're just waiting for him, and he's just not been the same Scotty. Um, do I think he's a top 10? Yes, I definitely think he's
Yeah.
a top 10 finisher. But, with golf, there's money to be made. I mean, if you want to take a couple long shots, um, that's what's great about golf. You put $5 down on a couple guys, and
Yeah.
you can hit. The one guy I like this year is Russell Henley. He's been playing really good this season, plus 5,500.
Yeah.
So I like him, Minwoo Lee, but I like Cam Smith. He's been in the running and won the Masters a few years ago, right before he went to live. So these are the kind of guys I've been looking at. I got a couple more, but what are you thinking about this?
Uh, so I quickly ran through some of the odds. So that the let's start with just the favorites, right? You got Scheffler, like you said. Rory was second. Morikawa.
Yeah, I'm not betting
Ro-
Rory. That guy, I don't know.
who?
He's a top five golfer in the league, yet I don't know. He either is so. This is usually what he does.
Mr.
I
Rory.
Rory. It's just
Yeah.
he is
Okay. So,
the slowest starter, and then he's just out of it. And then Sunday comes along, and he's somehow plays out of his mind, and he makes the top 10, top whatever, and you kind of forget about it. But I don't know. The guy seems to burn me every time I try to bet on him. I stay away from him. There's so many great golfers here. I'm staying away from Rory.
yeah. Okay. So I will say this: there's something about me that I like him. I like him.
All right,
I I like him for this one.
you
I
do?
think he's so good, and I just feel like he's destined to get this tournament
Right.
and get added to the resume for the Grand Slam. Um, and I mean he's been close before. I don't know. There's something I definitely am going to have a sprinkle on him.
Nah, I will not have a
And
sprinkle on him.
and
I agree.
I don't love favorites usually, but I don't know. I got a good feeling. Rom's interesting to me. I mean, man, it is crazy where these guys go to live,
You forget
and
all
I know
about him, man.
paycheck, and they're just gone.
They're gone.
They just disappear from all
Yeah,
headlines.
he's never besides DeChambeau, who's got a good social media
Yeah,
following. These live guys just are they're gone. You don't hear about them. You don't know anything about them. You don't know what they're doing on the live tour because no one's watching.
I
Uh,
know.
I will say last year he was not good. He was not good at the Masters, but
But how much? I mean, do you think there's got to be something to not playing that type of golf
they
anymore?
don't do it anymore. They don't even play 4 rounds. So
And you're not, I mean, you're playing by yourself, but there's just other stuff
yeah,
going around,
I know,
right?
I know.
I guess my part of me is like if you played I'm drawing a blank. What's the style of golf that
Links?
no, not oh my
I don't
god.
know.
Europe versus US
Oh, Ryder Cup?
Ryder Cup.
Yeah,
If you played Ryder Cup golf
yeah,
for a month and a half straight or a half a
right,
year, and then you're thrown into a regular tournament,
right.
like
Different.
you're like, yeah, I've been golfing, but I don't know. Like I feel like those live guys, like you're gotta be missing a little bit of this 4 day all by myself leaderboard stick in the you know what I mean?
Right.
Like
I,
that,
I agree. I 100%
sticking
agree with you.
around. making pars. Like I'll make pars and I'll pick my and choose my chances. I just it's a totally different type of competition, and I feel like not doing it that way can definitely take its
I'm trying to see
change.
if is Dustin Johnson. He didn't even. I don't even know if he's playing. He isn't, according to.
I got Yeah, I got a list of.
I don't see him on the board. He's one of those guys that, man, when he got the money, I swear he just
Yeah, he's there.
is he there?
So I got a thing that ranked him from 1 to whatever. They have him at 44.
I'm just not seeing him. I mean, I believe it.
Says since he's joined Live, he's had a 48th place finish and he's missed the cut.
Wow. I mean, you, he, remember, he was the best. No one was better than him for
Yeah,
2 years straight. But yeah, I don't know. The
I
live
think
guys
Paul's
are going to
fun
be there.
now.
Everybody thinks that they're gone away and they've lost their talent. There's going to be live guys in the top 10. There's probably going to be three of them in the top 10. They're just too talented. It's just which ones. If you're asking me who it's going to be, I can tell you, it's probably going to be uh,
Kepka.
Kepka's one of those guys everybody loves. The guy always seems to show up in these majors and play well. Um, another guy. I don't know if his game fits here too well. I love Cam Smith. I think that guy can play. He's a short game. His irons, his chipping, his wedges are amazing. That's going to help him. So if I'm going to pick a guy who I think can win out of the live, I think Cam Smith's my number one. And I'll bring him up because I know our boy, one of our friends, loves him a lot. He's played really great at the Masters. He is an unlikable person, so people do not usually pick him, and that's Patrick Reed.
Oh,
Patrick Reed has actually played really well on the Live Tour this year, and he's always played well at the Masters. No, he is a very unlikable person. He's been known to cheat or try to cheat many times. I don't know if you remember when he was in the sand a couple years
yeah,
ago,
yeah.
and they changed the rules for a little bit, and he would push the sand way back on his backswing, and then he'd come forward, and it would be a lot easier of a swing through. Uh, he's he's an unlikable person.
But he can golf.
He can golf, and he's
At the,
always played good at the Masters.
it says
So
it's clear that he has Augusta blueprint top 12 finishes in his last five
right,
to add
that's
to it.
that's unbelievable.
Yeah,
It's
I
really
mean,
unbelievable, and no one talks about him because no one likes him. You
yeah.
never hear about the guy. So if you want to bet a top ten, he is plus. Let's see, plus basically 5 to 1.
Do you
I like it. I'm gonna have money
when,
on that. I'll tell you right now. I'm gonna have money on it.
when when you're betting golf, you like those top tens and stuff?
I like to sprinkle it around a little bit. I do like some top tens. Um, I'll do I'll do top 10 maybe in if I really like somebody. Maybe I'll do like Reed. I'll do a top 10 and maybe a to win.
Yeah, I mean I've done some of the top finishing here.
Yeah,
I like rooting for a guy to win.
right.
You know
If
what
you
I
just
mean?
got a couple, I like for the
I'm just
Masters. I'm gonna
praying for.
probably have. I'll
I
probably
see.
have 10 bets in probably, and probably
Yeah,
just three to win, and then I'll do, some maybe longer shot top 10 guys that I like Im. I think Im always plays pretty good at the Masters.
yeah.
I'm trying to look at some other guys here. Thigala, even though he's been kind of slow this year, I don't know if I'll take Thigala.
I'm definitely gonna. I don't know. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit for. I saw Will the Thrill. Uh,
Zalatoris, yeah,
he's plus 6,000. This says he's played the Masters 3 times and never finished out of the top 10.
yeah,
I know he's great. He's great with his irons,
right.
which is super important there. You got to be accurate, and it's all about where I place the ball, right?
Right.
Where are you putting it on the green? Because there are certain spots you just don't want to
Right.
go, even though maybe it may be closer, right, than another location. They say all the time, like I know we've texted and talked about, like, if you could place your ball on the green, like you yourself,
Right.
would you be able to win the Masters? Like, that's an actual
I know.
conversation.
We've talked
Like,
about it.
putting is so hard
Right.
that, like, are you taking fours and fives and maybe sixes because you just can't control the
I
putting.
know.
I would love to be able to actually try that.
Right.
Could you imagine how fun? I mean, listen, I would feel terrible about myself if I couldn't do it.
I think you could
Would
do it. I think you get used. Like I said, I've. It's not the same as Masters, but I did play TPC in Scottsdale, which is a profession. They played on the tour, and it is lightning fast, but it's so smooth. And if you could just get the speed and down. Now I know the slope is totally different there at the Masters. Uh, so but I do believe that you could three putt at least every hole. Not actually, not everyone. It depends who you
no,
put. It's
there's
not
no way.
everyone, but
There's
I think you
there's
could
a
do it. I think
handful
you
of
could get
those
a par from like the greens.
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I've seen you get the yips before out there.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
I would love that. Would be so much fun. I mean, if you told me, Joe, you're gonna get to play in the Master. I mean, not just if you're gonna get to, even if I wasn't out there with them. If
Right,
they said on Saturday you're gonna get to putt all the Masters holes,
right,
and they're gonna play their tournament.
right.
Oh
You got
man,
to try to beat
so
Scotty. Try to beat Scotty. He's got to play the whole thing, and you just got to putt.
all I had to do was putt.
Whatever the longest putt is on the green. That's where you got to start from. And
Yeah,
can you beat him?
sure. Oh man, it would be amazing. It would be so fun.
They would.
But Will the Thrill is for me. I just love the fact that he's so good with his irons. His putting sometimes leaves some stuff to be desired, but um,
His putting's changed. He changed his. First of all, if you ever want to watch one of the worst putting strokes, go back and watch his video of him putting maybe a few years ago. It was. You can't believe he's a professional golfer. I mean, like the shakes, it would come through and he'd be like stopping almost. He went to like where he grinds it, puts it right under his chin at like a pendulum now,
yeah,
a
yeah.
long putter, and it is a much better looking putting stroke.
He
So yeah, I think if
it
that's
said
always
that
been his hiccup,
obviously if he's finished, never finished out the top
and
10,
that yeah,
puts well there for whatever
yeah, for
reason.
whatever reason,
He's,
and his putting stroke is it looks better. It at least looks better. I'm telling you, go back on YouTube, watch some of his putts from when he was a couple years ago. It's like wow, this is unbelievable. But yeah, so who you gonna bet on? Let's get some bets here. I'm gonna bet 4 wins, so I'll give you who I like. Go give me two
all right.
first,
So
and then I'll
let,
give you.
let's go through. Let's go through and pick. Let's go through. We'll alternate and pick.
All right,
All right.
all right.
So
You
you
give
want
me
to
your
go
favorite. I'm
first?
just gonna go by. I'll start with the lowest odds that I like, and then I'll go from there. Um, I'm gonna
Do you
take.
have all the odds up in front of me? So you might have to give
All
me
right, I
some.
do have all the odds up in front of me, but
Okay.
I am going with my out of the basically the top 10 favorites. The guy I'm going to bet in the top 10 there, I'm taking Colin Morikawa.
All right.
Another guy who he's just consistent
Yeah.
and quiet on the course, and he plays well in majors. He's not won this tournament, but he's played well. And again, I think he's played it now enough where I think he's ready to take that next step.
Three straight top tens at the
Yeah,
Masters.
so
So
I think he's ready. Um, I probably won't bet him for a top 10, but I might bet him top five is Ludwig Oberg.
yeah.
Again, this is only his second time playing. The guy's a stud, But again, it's only the second time. I do like him, but I
I thought
just
I
out of
read
my I just
he hasn't been great lately, right?
no.
I don't think.
And again, this is only a second time playing this course, so I am staying away from him. And so that is my first pick, Colin Morikawa.
All right. I already said I'm gonna sprinkle some on Rory. I just think this is his. I think this is. I think he's got a good chance. I think his. I think he. I think he's like mentally matured a little bit and gotten past some of the stuff that maybe haunted him for that stretch. Right, like he's had a stretch where majors were tough for him, and I just think he's past that. I think the last couple times that he's won, he's taught. I just feel like he's in a better mental place than he's maybe been in the years previous. So, um, yeah, that'll be mine. I mean, I'm not getting rich off of him. Like he's got pretty solid odds. I think it was plus 625. So, but
Yeah.
towards the top, that's going to be the guy that I'm gonna take.
All right. All right. My next guy, I'm going down the list here, is Russell Henley. I mentioned him earlier. He's had a good start to his 2025 season. He has played the course 9 times. He has made the cut the last seven. His best finish at the Masters, he tied for fourth in 2023. So I think he's around there. I like the odds I'm getting with him.
What are his
He
odds?
is. Hold on a second. We get back there. He is Henley. How did I lose? There he is. 55-1. So I do like those odds, and
Okay.
I like I said, T T4 in 2023 made the cut the last seven. Played there. This was 9 times. This will be his 10th. So he's played the course now a lot. All those things I like, and so that is my next pick.
All right. I'm not going straight
Yeah,
down
yeah, you,
odds.
yeah, whatever.
I already said I'm gonna put some on Will. I love the fact that he is that good with his irons, and if he can get the putting and have a decent day, I think he should be in contention. I had him at plus 6,000. I had seen so.
All right. I like it.
What else you got? We're gonna do four each.
Yeah, I got four that I like here. My next is going to be. I'm taking Cam Smith. Um, he's
What do you got
in
for odds?
2024. He finished tied for sixth. He's 60-1. Uh, his best finish at the event came in 2020. He came tied for second at 15 under, whereas Scotty Scheffler won the tournament in 2024, and he was 11 under. So, I love Cam Smith's game. Um, he's just so good with his wedges and his putter. One of the greatest putters on the tour in golf, whatever tour he's on. It doesn't really matter. He's still a great putter. And we just talked about how we don't even know if we could beat a professional with us putting. So putting matters here. So I like Cam Smith. He's going to be my live guy. That I think has a good chance. 60-1 there.
Um, I am. This his odds aren't quite there, but I'm gonna go with. I'll take a live guy. I'm gonna go with Kepka.
All right.
Um, Guy knows how to play these big tournaments. Knows how to play these big tournaments. Um, I think he really gets psyched up and pumped for him. I think he always feels like he's got something to prove. And you got odds for him?
Let me see. Yeah, he's up there. He's like a top 10 guy. He is 30-1.
Okay.
So, I mean, pretty good for Kepka. Um, yeah. Um, I think I'm going back, and I'm going to take another favorite, a little bit more of a favorite here. Let me see what his numbers are in the Masters, but the guy's a top five golfer. Let's see here where he. All right, so I'm thinking Xander Schauffele.
Yeah.
I love watching the guy play. Very consistent. Let's see. His best finish came in 2021. We finished third. Last year he finished eighth. Um, I every time I watch him, I feel he's in the top five. He's in the running. So I I love watching the guy. Another quiet guy that just no one talks about him enough. Um, guy's steady as can be, consistent with all. He can great driver, great putter.
What do you got for?
So I like him. He is, I think he's 18 to 1. Let me double check that. 18 to 1.
Okay. Um, I am gonna take. Uh, by the way, I meant to tell you before when I was reading one of the things earlier. They said the one guy that's going to surprise and miss the cut was Xander. So
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know.
No, there we
Yeah,
go.
well, I was reading.
Missed what?
I am gonna go,
I don't know.
and I had you can double check, but I had him at also. He was 60 to 1. Was Sepp Straka?
Yeah, I like Substract. He was going to be the guy I took.
Yeah, I he's the
He's
one thing that
75 to 1.
confirmed
75 to 1.
75. Oh, that would be juicy, huh? Um, he's a consistent golfer. He's done decent at the Masters. The one thing that I was a little reluctant about is I read he's never really scored really low at the Masters,
Right.
right? Not he's not throwing out 77s, 79s. Like you
He's
get one day like that, and you get one day like that, and you're out because some of these other courses you can go +2 or 3, +4, but then you can fire back with a -7 or 8,
right.
and that's there's been a couple guys that have had huge low numbers at the Masters, but it's tough. It's tough to go out there and just make a bunch of birdies.
Right. It is.
Um,
It is. They don't. There's a couple holes every day that you they like say you have to birdie it. Today's the day. The pin position's right, and you got to make the birdies when they're available because
especially because there's you're when you're in contention there, uh like you got to be really careful. Like it's hard to just say like I'm going to be super aggressive on this hole because one bad mistake and it's a 7, and
right.
it's tough to make it up at the
Yeah,
Masters. You know what I mean?
I
So
agree.
like a lot of times these guys play that like, yep, the caddies are like, this is the spot to hit, and then you're just gonna have to make a good 2 putt from there. But like, you start really, you know, going after flags, and you can get yourself in trouble. Um, so I like his consistency. I think it gives him. He's a guy that I could definitely see myself. I'll put some to win, but maybe a top 10 too, because I think if you can have a good scoring average for the 4 days and avoid one really bad round, I think you're all right.
Yeah, like I
So
said, I'm also putting a top 10 on Patrick Reed. He's too consistent for me to skip out on top 10. But yeah, that's just one of my other bets I'll be making. Uh,
all right. So
so want to do
in
20 bucks?
addition,
Hey, want to do 20 bucks? Any of our guys win? It's 20 bucks.
I was just gonna say that's what I was just gonna say.
Oh, perfect. We have
I was like just gonna say, all right. So in addition to us, winning one of these,
yeah.
if we put them in, we can definitely do that.
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh yeah, I
Gives a
like
little
it
bit more juice on something.
for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can't wait. I always love to, the Masters. It definitely is a special weekend.
Oh,
So,
it's great. I mean, like I mentioned, I got two monitors at work, and I'm got my own office. I might be having one set just for the Masters, and one for work purposes. But it's always great. I love watching the Masters. It's just such a beautiful course, and like it's just it's great when all the live and all the top players are playing against each other.
And they, every hole has a name. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. Amen
Yeah,
corner and
yeah,
all the yeah,
yeah.
it's
It's
awesome.
a great. All right,
Maybe
that
I'll have a
sounds.
transfusion while I'm watching, just to get
Yeah,
me in that golf mood.
I know. I looked on. I was talking to my brother earlier, and he was. We got the kids doing some hockey camps, and he's like, "Oh, what do you have on Sunday?" Because I think his daughter's coming up, and I was like, "There's not a lot on there, but I'm sure it's probably going to be a bunch of Masters or
Oh yeah,
two."
for sure. Little Masters Sundays with maybe 3 or 4 transfusions.
Yeah,
Ooh, sounds good.
sounds like a good time,
Yep.
especially if we got. So sometimes the other thing I'll do, let's say for whatever reason I don't realistically have
Oh
somebody
yeah,
in the
maybe yeah. Everybody bets out of it. There's always Sunday to put some money.
That's right. Like Saturday, I'll be like, all right, I'm going to take one of these top four
Yeah,
or
yeah,
five
yeah.
guys.
Oh, always do that. You're like, listen,
Break.
all my
Oh,
other
you get,
bets lost. I'm not done yet. I gotta
um,
look at this
you
top four, and let's put a little
lo-
bit more money on it here. Just trying to win
losing
it
four.
back.
Losing four is not good enough. I
No,
need to
I
come
can
back.
lose 5.
I'll lose five
Yeah,
if it means
yeah,
entertainment on Sunday.
yeah. You got to have a reason to watch it even more on
Yeah.
Sunday. So hopefully, one of our guys is in the mix coming into Sunday. But if not, we always have that backup strategy to just live bet it. And
Yeah, golf is fun when you got a guy that's kind of in the
yeah,
mix.
golf's
Right.
best. It's like a horse race. I love horse racing too. It's just you could win. $5 could win you a couple hundred. It's not like that in any other sports where you could just throw 5, $10 out there and really turn it into some decent
You
money.
I think all of my friends will tell you I think I'm really good at a lot of stuff. I try and my like I tell my kids all the time. I don't care even if I'm not good at something.
Yeah,
If I got someone like if me and you like I know I'm not a good bowler,
yeah,
but if me and you go bowling and I think I got like a reasonable
yeah.
chance, I will bet it and I go up there thinking I'm the greatest
Right.
bowler
I
in the world.
well, I know
I
I
am
do too.
I am not good at horse racing. I for some reason it does, I bet if I bet favorites, long shots. A lot of times I'm like, I'll take the middle guy, like 7-1. Never win.
Right.
Never win.
Hey,
Oh,
it's not easy.
frustrating. So, all right. Well, let's check. Let's check in. Maybe we can squeeze another podcast in. Maybe mid.
Maybe yeah, maybe late Saturday or something, and we'll get it
Yes.
in to
So,
see what is going on to the Sunday at the Masters.
yeah. So, yeah. Sounds good. We are on four. For now, we're on four platforms. And we got iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, and
Apple.
Apple. That's the other one. So look for this episode to come up. And hope everybody enjoys the Masters tournament. And if you do put bets in, good luck. You get any side pool? And you go any
Yeah,
side
I got
pools?
one that's a tier pool where you got to pick 2 out of top 10, 2 of the 20, 30, and then like 3 out of the rest. Which is the rest is so hard because live players don't get world. They're not ranked really.
Yeah.
So many great golfers in that last tier. So those are always fun. So I got I'm in $150 one.
We'll
Yeah, so hopefully we can do pretty good there.
do something. Yeah, I got one or two that I got to get in. I got to put the time in. I got to find some time between
Right,
now and
right.
squeeze it. Got a bunch of hockey tryouts going on, so I'm busy with that.
Busy.
But there's always time.
Always something.
I'll be up to one if I have
You
to.
gotta do the research.
Doing the research. So,
Right.
all right, sounds good, and I will talk to you soon.
All right. Peace.
See ya.